opportunity to thank our leader, the doctor, and Ngos, for me to have an opportunity to be here, particularly to meet my brothers and sisters in such big numbers. But I've met a few somewhere, quite a number of traditional leaders, and I just want to say the Zumas come from Abatrokwa. That's where we come from. And therefore to be in Trokwa is a wonderful thing to be. We are very proud of Abatrokwa. In fact, some Batroka told me that everything that is beautiful in this earth, it must have been done by our job. We are very proud, we are very nice, very kind people. I'm very happy to have been here to look at our brother being given the powers to lead our people. Thank you very much indeed for this. And indeed, in my life, I have always loved traditional leaders because they are our leaders in every level. That is why I believe that if we don't bring back the traditional leaders to rule this country, we would be failing our ancestors. I know whatever is there, I call it that it isn't the main, just the name that they are ruling. Because God gave us Africa and gave us our leaders. But some visitors changed that and made it that they must just be there in name rather than ruling our country or directing us as citizens. What made me to feel much ready to come here was because I thought there's one thing I must say to the rulers, to our traditional leaders, that whether we use whatever language, that we are free. The reality is that we are not yet completely free as traditional leaders. My wish, and which I wanted to convey to my brother, is that it is absolutely important that we as black people come together, be united, and respect our traditional leaders. Talk to them about this country, this whole Africa, so that we are indeed free. There are things that I talk about, which I always ask the traditional leaders when I meet them. And the question I ask, did we have laws which were our instrument to rule? And I think we did. What happened? At times I have a problem to face judges and everybody else, because I don't think they do what we did. If we are free, why are we not allowed to make our own laws that go with us and take those who are visitors to be seen to be under our laws? I still have a problem if we don't deal with these matters, Your Excellencies, because I always feel bad that people who are under you are starving, they are poor, and I believe in a South African free state, the traditional leaders should lead the changing of the lives of our people. Yes, we do have traditional leaders and we respect them, but I think our friends who came to us don't do so. And I think I'm sure you must have noticed in a period that is going to finish a year now, that to some of us it became clear that we'll suffer forever and ever. And I hate it. I don't think it is right. And I think we, under the traditional leaders, let us work with them. Let us work with them so that we do not have a starving black man and a rich white person. I don't think we should keep quiet. I am talking to the traditional leaders, although I haven't reached others, partly because I became a freedom fighter. Freedom fighter is to fight for freedom, not half freedom or three-quarter freedom, full freedom. This is what I would like to say to my leaders, that let us come together, let us unite our people and talk, not fight. Talk. We need your wisdom to help us. In our land, we live in small portions of the earth, of our land. But those who came, visited us permanently, well, they did not go back. They don't say, please, let us also give something. Of course, some other places are not that small, but many are small. If I don't say that to my leaders, I will be committing a big mistake. Because my feeling is that we all need to come together, at least to make our people live like all other nations that are in South Africa. It is, it is absolutely important that traditional leaders should come together, talk to all of us, talk to government, talk to ordinary people, and we must all talk to reach a point. I'm sure you will agree with me that your riches here are being taken out of the country, whilst the indigenous people are hungry, they are not employed. As the minister was saying, many children can't go to school, but there is no other color that has children that don't go to school. Only us who are said to be the people of this country. And therefore my plea is, let us come together, discuss properly, and I think our government is always ready to discuss the matters, as you heard the minister speaking. And you know, when, for an example, you talk about electricity going and coming, only us who, or the majority of us, who face the darkness. In the White Houses, once the lights goes, there is some gadget that comes in, it lights. We are the only one, the majority, that suffer from our food being rotten or whatever. Not what? Because they've got a machine. They've got a machine that once the light goes, it comes out. Some of them, they hear just by stories that they hear. We tell you in front of it, they're about to generate. I said, now, I'm just quoting one point which indicates the difference between us, the owners of this country, and the visitors. So, my encouragement, Hosh, is that if traditional leaders can meet and talk about the plight of a black person, but if, I'm not saying let us start a war or form an organization, no. I'm just saying let us talk. And I think one of the traditional leaders spoke very well here, that we needed to talk, we needed to do things correctly. That does not say we, who are under the traditional leaders, don't have a role to play. And I think maybe when I'm saying let us talk in peace, maybe the pastors have a role to play, because they are always looked at as people of God. They also talk to God. I'm sure they can talk to God as well. That here are people who are suffering. But I'm very happy that at least we still have a time where we can say here is our leader, the traditional leader as we do today. The only thing is that we need to look at how we are ruling. Are we really ruling, or we are just there as traditional leaders? Our ancestors fought to defend our country, but their weapons, of course, were not as sharp as of those who were carrying guns. We fought for a long time after the traditional leaders led to establish an organization. It took a long time. We were not able to do anything. But we then decided to fight, to take up weapons to fight. Then the war came to an end. We negotiated. Negotiations are always not to say, give me everything of mine. It's to say, take this now and take this. Let us agree. That time has passed. We failed one thing. For an example, we are a majority. Democracy, I heard the minister talking about democracy. I don't want to say something that is democracy. Partly because in our language, in Zulu, says democracy, umbuso wentando yeningi. Not so. In Soto, what you say? Democracy in Soto. Eh? Umbuso wabatu kabat. But if I say this to the traditional leaders, I totally agree. That's what we agreed on. But the reality is that people who make the laws is not a majority. It's a minority in parliament. Many of you hear the law. This is the law. I'm saying this because my traditional leader, who is a son to me, called me one day to say, why was this law passed? Why didn't we know? Because they're not in parliament. It's a reality. They're not in parliament. We only do the majority on elections. On elections, we all go. That's the majority. In parliament, representatives of the majority is not a majority. But I let me not say it. So the meeting so. But thank you very much. I'm very happy. I want to say I'm proud. I'm a proud Batlapa. Proud Batlapa. And I felt when I'm here, I feel I'm at home. Thank you very much for this, because it is something that we need to do. I've worked with that minister for a long time. I even one time gave him a task. But I did not know he was a Muklopo. Only today he was a Muklopo. Muklopo number one, blah, blah, blah. Woman told me so to this guy in front. But thank you very much. This is what I believe is going to take us very far. And I have heard some of my brothers here talking about how one of the leaders went around wanting to find where what clockers were, and he found them. This is what we want. It's going to bring unity and we'll be together. And I wish you, my brother, a good luck to be able to look after your people, also to look ahead of the plight of all of us in our country. I said, because I went down to Zululand, my grandfathers and all, yabona ke ngikhathile yabona iphathwa kanje yaro mana kancane bamba come through
Moi, pesite talolang kwe. Ile go tlhomalisa le go rurifatsa haka wa mmaruri le sedi e le kgosi ya batokwa mo tlotleng. Letlalo le mebalabala lebala e emetseng tšhaba setšhaba morafe gore morafe o tlatla o farologane mme le ga o farologane jalo otlhe ke wa gagwe le kgosi re mo neela le thebe a shield ka gore jaaka e le kgosi tiro ya gagwe le boikarabelo ya gagwe ke go femela morai ke go thibela sengwe le sengwe se se ka tlang se tla go tlhasela morai a ke bolwetse a ke ntwa a ke o thiba ka thebe ya gago re mo neela segai ka gore kgosi ke motlhabane o tlhabanelang morafe wa garra o femela morafe wa garra jaanong a e dirise sentle e bogale e tshwana ke gore e nne bogale ka gore o tshwana ke gore a femele morafe wa garra re tla mo neela le lepatla kana rotane e leng seikokotlelo sa gago jaaka eteletse pele morafe ba re mo neela molamu a ngata ka one o ngata selo gore se ekwa jaanong dilo tsotlhe tsena ke tse di supang kgosi jaaka moeteledipele yo ko tlhogong ko sethoeng sa go etelela pele morafe